Everyone, thank you for watching. This is Bruce Mufson here, talking part 2 of suicidal behavior for teenagers. In part 1, we were talking about things that you could do as an individual. One of the things that I'm stressing from these downloads and from these videos is I want people to be able to feel they have more control over a situation than they realize, and they can handle things on their own before it has to get to the last part of, God forbid, someone trying or actually committing suicide. I want to go over some of the key points here. I'm going to break them down. And actually, we're in a different library today, and they actually have a nice board here, so we're going to use this board from now on because it's a lot bigger than my old board. So we like this place. We're going to be here now. Thank you, Library System of Clark County. Here we go. Okay, suicidal behaviors for teenagers. That was our first topic, the first part. We're probably going to do 2, maybe even 3-parters. Here's the point I want you to be aware of. If someone is talking about suicide, that's a problem. That's a big, big, big red flag. Talking about it. Wow, what's it like? What would happen? What do you think would be the ramifications? If you're talking about suicide, that's a red flag. And all of these things, even though we have a black marker here, it's a red flag. My apologies to anyone watching my handwriting. Red flag. Be aware of these things. Talking about it. Why are you talking about suicide? Particularly if you're a young person, you should have a whole lot to live for. Better off dead. Oh man, if I was dead, Mom wouldn't be pissed off at me. The divorce wouldn't have happened. I'm flunking out of school anyway. My girlfriend broke up with me. I'm better off dead. It's not worth living. Better off dead. No one would miss me. I wrecked the family car. Dad hates my guts. I didn't get into the college that I wanted to. I didn't make all conference in basketball. I'm better off dead. Number 3, if I die, they love me more. That came out of actually from a movie with James Dean called Rebel Without a Cause, where the concept was, he played a young, teenager who no one understood, and the thing was, hey, live young, live hard, live fast, leave a good-looking corpse. Hot car, hot rod. If I'm dead, people are going to love me more. Oh, I wish he wouldn't have done that. He didn't know how much we loved him. Your girlfriend would be like, oh, he was the man for me. Boy, oh, why did he have to go? Teachers, oh, he was really a great student. I just can't go on. Love me more. If I'm gone, they'll actually think about me more. A lot of lonely kids will think this way, actually. Not uncommon. Goodbye to family. Hey, love you. You're the best. You're the man. Yeah. Great mom. You're the best aunt I ever had. Love you. Coach, can't thank you enough. You made me into a much better ball player. Thank you so much. Saying goodbye. Goodbye to family. Here's another thing. Writing about it. That's a problem. It's interesting with Kendrick Lamar when he would actually write about suicidal behavior and depressive behavior, and then it comes out shockingly in the interview, he was actually depressed thinking about suicide. So writing about it in journals, novels, music. Kurt Cobain, great example. Nirvana, such angst, such unhappiness. The songs were great songs, but songs filling with such bitterness, unhappiness, depression, writing about it, singing about it. When I hear that stuff, whoa, problem. Reckless behavior. Here's another one. The person does things now they wouldn't have done before. Good example, Junior Seau, who committed suicide because he had the concussions from playing in the NFL all those years. What did he do like 2 years before? He drove his car off like a semi-cliff near his house in San Diego, and it went down like 150 feet on an embankment. And they said when the sheriff's deputies got to him, they were so starstruck. Oh, it's Junior Seau. And they said to him, what happened, Junior? He goes, well, I lost control of my car, and it went over this cliff, and it went down 150 feet. They got his autograph. No one said to him, hey, Junior, you've driven this route 1,000 times. Why today did you go over it? How did you get distracted today? It made no sense. When I read it, I said to myself, this makes no sense. He needs an evaluation. Something is wrong here. For the first time on a place he's driven by hundreds, if not thousands of times, his Jeep or his car went over the lip and ends at the bottom of this like arroyo, a canyon near his house. How? Why? Made no sense. Reckless behavior. Yeah, I could jump over that pool of water. Yeah, it's a 60-foot drop, but I've done it before. I'll do it. You know what? I'll do it blindfolded this time. Hey, you got. Oh well, we always look down when we jump into the water. Sometimes it could be a little bit shallow. No need for that. Where I'm gonna drive the car 40 miles faster. I'm gonna get into like bow hunting. I'm gonna get into diving with sharks. Reckless behavior. Why? Giving things away. Unfortunately, I had this experience where I had this indirectly. People give away their possessions. Hey man, here's my favorite picture of my favorite, rapper. Hey man, you know what? Here are my sneakers. You could use them. Here's my basketball. Hey, you know what? You always like this shirt? It's yours. Sorry man, it's gotta go. And then boom, you give things away that you really liked. Looking for weapons. Hey dad, you have the key to the gun closet? Gun cabinet? How do I get a hold of it? Hey, I heard your mom takes a lot of pain pills. Where does she keep them? Where in the closet does she? In the medicine cabinet. Looking for pills, looking for weapons, things you're looking for actively to hurt yourself. So again, I want everyone to be aware again and again and again and again. Red flag. Red flags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Be aware of these things. And you don't have to wait to go to a therapist who may not give you the right answers. You as a parent, okay, hang on. We're high-tech guys, so I can actually take a piece of paper and wipe this off. And I want to stress this point over and over and over again. That's the theme of what we're going to be producing, is you can take control. 2 lines for emphasis. You can take control of the situation. You don't have to wait and worry and wonder. These things are concerns. You can take control yourself. Be proactive, because God forbid this whole topic is prevention. Okay, here we go. We're moving on. Okay, now, here's what I wanted to share. This is the next piece on how does suicide affect others. Boom. I like on the line if you guys notice. It's dreadful. Plain and simple. It will affect everyone around you. We talked about this in the first part. For every suicide victim, 6 survivors have what's called survivor's guilt, and they get ripped up. And to this day, my 6 to 8 friends that have committed suicide through people I knew professionally, people I knew socially, people I knew from my childhood, it's affected me. To this day, I think about them. I think about their loss and what their loss has meant to me and to those around them. So yes, suicide will affect others, and it's going to rip you up, it's going to tear you up, and you're always going to do this. This is another biggie. You're going to do this a lot. You're going to say, why? Why did the person commit suicide? You know what? There's no answer. I wish there was, but there's no answer to why an individual would go to the final act of killing themselves, and you're left with why. And sometimes you get letters, you get now CDs, MP3s, DVDs. People leave suicide behind like blueprints. There's no answer. There's no answer into why someone would go ahead and kill themselves. So, here's what I want you to understand. It's going to affect each and every person in a different way. And that's okay. Trust me, that is okay. You're going to have different feelings and different viewpoints on how this action affects you. Normal. And you don't have to feel guilty, quote, for feeling normal. Let it go. You have the right to grieve on your level. You have the right to be upset on your level. You have the right to shut down on your level. You have the right to be happy on your level. Totally understandable. And there's no rhyme or reason, there's no blueprint. You take it on your level. Okay, I want to clarify something else. Okay. The biggest thing I find in mental illness, and that gets kids into a lot of trouble, and it affects them as they get older, is this: lack of talking. Find someone you can talk to. That is so critical. I don't care where you find them from, what they look like, what they're dealing with. Find someone you can talk to, communicate and share what you're going through. It's okay to be chewed up. It's okay to be ripped. It's okay to be raw. Find someone you can talk to and share. I'm always pushing that. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And if people trust you, they will share. That's the way to look at it. Now, here's another thing also. Who is it going to affect the most? Okay. Common sense. If you're a kid, your parents. Okay. Next is going to be your siblings. Then it's going to be friends. And then it's going to be partners. Okay, we're going to break it down each one of them. All right. If you're a parent, all right, and you look at this and you say to yourself, as a parent, the guilt is unbelievable because you feel, number one, you didn't know your own kid. You gave birth to it, you kissed it, you changed its diapers, you watched it walk, you bought its first pair of sneakers, you taught it a curveball, you got their first party dress, and they commit suicide. As a parent, you're going to feel ripped up. That's just a given. And you're going to feel like, I failed as a parent. And I want, as much as possible, I know this is a very difficult concept, is for parents to not feel that guilt that's going to follow them the rest of their lives. Because the reason why someone is going to commit suicide, like we talked before about the depression, about prior drug and alcohol abuse, about being sexually offended, you're never going to get the real reason. And what you're going to blame yourself for is often going to be the wrong thing. Try not to blame yourself for this devastating action. Try. I know it's not simple. I know it's very difficult. I know it's a lifetime of pain and suffering. But try not to. It's not. You didn't cause it, is my point. Next, siblings. This is a common theme. He didn't want to be around me. He didn't love me. He didn't think about me. He didn't care about me. He wasn't concerned about my feelings. He was selfish. I'm angry at him now. I feel guilty at him that I feel guilty. He destroyed our family. Siblings go through all of these issues. And it's a devastating impact that hits kids as well as parents. A lot of times parents will be like, well, the kids are going to get over it. They're resilient. They're not resilient. They need someone to talk to. They need someone to share things with because it's a painful topic. But they go through all of these issues, and you feel like, oh my God, he didn't care about me, he didn't love me. What did he do to mom and dad? Does he know how much we miss him? So siblings are going to be affected in that regard. Here's a biggie, friends, okay? Why didn't we do enough to stop it? Why didn't we see the pain he or she was in? Why weren't we there for him or her? We went to the same high school for 3 years. We went to elementary school together. We were on the same team. We were best friends. We were blood brothers. She was my special sister. Devastating for friends. Devastating. And you had that same angst, that same feeling of loss, abandonment, depression, feelings of yourself, like what did I accomplish? I couldn't even recognize my own friend was suffering that much. Finally, partners, okay? And we'll throw in grandparents as well. Partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, people that you're really close to. The feeling again is like, wow, what just happened to me? This hurts. This is so painful. I can't believe I'm going through this. This is agony. This is torture. Girlfriend, boyfriend in particular, someone you're close with, someone you may have been intimate with, someone that you shared very private secrets with. it's like a punch in the face again. And I understand that, and I get it, and I empathize. And my point again is, I realize what you're coming from, I realize what you're dealing with, and I understand. Okay, now, I'm going to throw this in as well. Your grandparents. Here's something you need to realize for grandparents. When you have a grandchild, and for a lot of grandparents, that's like their pride and joy. Grandparents have a kid. Oh, he's going to grow up. I'll be a better parent than I was to my own kids. I'll be nurturing. I'll buy him all the things his parents won't buy him. I'll be someone they can confide in, they can talk to. So your grandparents are going to be devastated by this as well. They're going to be crushed. I get it. I understand that. It makes total sense again. Let them have the feeling of it's okay to let them vent and grieve and mourn. And the purpose of all the people I've talked about here, all the different groups on both sides, okay, you're gonna need time, you're gonna need your space to feel human again. And it may never come. And it's okay, again, how you interpret it and how you feel about it on your level. And you see, what's interesting from this, what I'm doing right now, is you see, it's not just this. You know, it's my pathetic drawing of the body. It's not just this. It's everything around it. So this is the branch, how everyone is affected by what happens. And here's another thing too. Even if you're the person that found the body, okay, and you're not even that close to the person, just finding the body, just being around the body is PTSD, boom, right off the bat. It's devastating, it's painful, it hurts, but just having this, finding the body, is going to affect you and going to hurt you and it's going to emotionally impact you. No matter how you think, oh, I'm detached. You're not detached. If it's another kid in your classroom, if it's somebody that you knew from your neighborhood, you find the body, it's going to affect you. Okay, now, a couple of clarifications. And even if you find the body, if you found the body, it's going to affect you. What is the purpose of this video today? The purpose of this video today is this. We want you, in this particular topic, take ownership of the situation. Don't be afraid to make the first move. People who are suicidal, who are feeling depressed, as much as they're going to tell you, like, I'm fine, they're not. You got to make the call often for them. This is the one topic, the big topic. You don't got to be like an expert, a genius to figure it out. If you see those warning signs, something is not holy, something is wrong, act, and ask questions. Talk it out. Don't be afraid to be aggressive on this one. What drives me crazy is after the fact, should have asked. Why? Why wait till the very end? Should have asked. Why? Take control now. Make it happen now. Ask these questions. And a lot of times people will say to me, Bruce, I'm not an expert. I'm not a clinical person. I'm not licensed. I'm not trained. Screw that. You have the ability, and I really want these videos to push this concept more and more. Don't be afraid to be the spearhead. Don't be afraid to be in charge. Don't be afraid to ask those pertinent questions. That's the only way things are going to get better for this person. And God forbid, if they do say they're suicidal, get them help. Get them into a hospital. Have them see a therapist. Get them possibly on medication. But don't hesitate to do these things because you're risking a person's life, particularly a child's life, a teenager who's often afraid to ask adults for help anyway. I'm afraid. Don't be afraid. That's the point I want to bring out today, is to get the confidence. You have more confidence than you realize. Parents, other teens, friends, siblings. If you see something is wrong, if a red flag goes up with my two fingers, red flag is popping up, make the move, confront, ask, question, and don't be afraid if you have to ask more than one question. And the life you save could be somebody you really care about. And there's nothing worse than going to a graveyard and going to a grave and saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. Don't be in that position. Thank you.